Argentina lower house approves landmark bill to legalize abortion.
Here's a summary of the article.
3-minute read. Buenos Aires, Argentina's lower house of Congress approved a government-backed bill to legalize abortion in the early hours of Friday morning, a big step forward for the legislation that could set the tone for a wider shift in conservative Latin America. The South American country is the birthplace of Pope Francis, and the abortion bill comes as a number of countries in the predominantly Roman Catholic region are seeing drives to give women greater reproductive rights. Following a mammoth debate that began on Thursday, the landmark bill faced a vote on Friday morning, after protesters in favor and against the legislation had massed in the streets outside Congress. A similar vote to legalize abortion was narrowly defeated in a Senate vote in 2018 after passing the lower house. Amnesty International welcomed the lower house approval and called on the country's Senate not to turn its back on women and help end clandestine abortions that risk women's lives. The initiative includes a parallel bill which will face a separate vote to assist women who want to continue with their pregnancy and face severe economic or social difficulties. We are not in favor of abortion, we do not recommend or suggest it, we are against clandestine abortion that kills thousands of women, Argentine actress and campaigner Carola Reyna posted on Twitter.
This post received a score of 50,000, with an upvote ratio of 85%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Not too landmark, mind you. It also passed the House in 2018 and got defeated in the Senate, though this year they changed a few points to make it more likely to get through, plus we had elections so new senators might be more receptive. The real test is gonna be the 29th when the Senate votes.
I expect it to pass easily. The party in power has a majority in the Senate and they really need something positive to end the year with midterms next year after a catastrophic handling of the pandemic.
Actually, it's about 50-50 right now. The party in power is not homogeneous, and to many of them it is not something positive. This is one issue that goes beyond the parties. You can see a geographical divide in how they voted. The northern more rural provinces voted majorly against while the central more urbanized provinces voted in favor, and we're talking about legislators from the same party. What I like about this law is that it is one of the few that shows really how the individual representatives and their districts think. Most of the laws are voted en bloc, but this one has profound disagreements inside the parties, both the opposition and those in power. Voting to legalize abortion should be thought of as voting for the state to intervene to make abortions safe for the mother. Abortions happen whether they are illegal or not, this is a fact. Everyone in the world wants to minimize the total number of abortions and minimize harm. Promoting the use of contraception, making contraception free and very accessible, and making abortions legal and safe and accessible are the absolute best ways to minimize the number of abortions and minimize harm to women. Further to this, I can't fathom people who claim to be pro-life and argue in favor of the death penalty, or who join the military. Vast majority of pro-life people are simply anti-woman masquerading as something more palatable to morons.
Well, because pro-life, under its nice name, does not mean pro-life, but just anti-abortion, sadly.
What they really mean is pro-birth.
Pro-forced birth. _sorts by controversial _
I am disappointed I didn't see some Boquita shitposting. Be the change you want to see, Boludo.
Don't get too excited. The lower house is population-based representation whereas the upper house is province-based. All provinces regardless of size get the same NR of seats. This means the upper house has a larger share of seats for the conservative, less populous north. With how razor-thin the approval was in the House with the most advantage, I doubt we'll see a full sanction anytime soon.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.